Math Falsifies Naturalistic Mega-Evolution, Part 3. In this video, we provide additional quotes from scientists from the symposium, Mathematical Challenges to the Neo-Darwinian Interpretation of Evolution. The symposium included biologists, physicists, and mathematicians from MIT, Harvard, University of Chicago, and the Nobel Laureate Sir Peter Medawar. Note: we provide quotes from scientists who, as far as we know, do believe in evolution. However, they realize that math indicates that random chance and natural selection cannot create the complex functional information that we see in the genome, needed to create higher taxa such as kingdom, phylum, class, order. Note: the symposium convened biologists and mathematicians to discuss mathematical issues with naturalistic evolution. These are issues that show that naturalistic mega-evolution does not work, i.e., based on math and logic, random chance, and natural selection, cannot create the entire biosphere. The issues brought up at this symposium, and mentioned below, have not been resolved by any form of naturalistic evolution, including Neo-Darwinism, the modern synthesis, and the extended synthesis. Quote 1. It seems to require many thousands, perhaps millions, of successive mutations to produce even the easiest complexity we see in life now. It appears, naively at least, that no matter how large the probability of a single mutation is, should it be even as great as 1/2, you would get this probability raised to a millionth power, which is so very close to zero that the chances of such a chain seem to be practically non-existent. Scientist Dr. Stanislaw M. Ulam, from How to Formulate Mathematically Problems of Rate of Evolution in Mathematical Challenges to the Neo-Darwinian Interpretation of Evolution. My comment: Dr. Stanislaw is pointing out that the probability of random mutations being able to create the complexity we see in life is basically and empirically zero. So, it is logically and empirically impossible for random chance to create the amount of complex, meaningful instructions we see in DNA in the biosphere. Remember that in Neo-Darwinism, random chance is the creator and natural selection is merely a destroyer. Quote 2. We do not know any general principle which would explain how to match blueprints viewed as typographic objects and the things they are supposed to control. The only example we have of such a situation, apart from the evolution of life itself, is the attempt to build self-adapting programs by workers in the field of artificial intelligence. Their experience is quite conclusive to most of the observers. Without some built-in matching, nothing interesting can occur. Thus, to conclude, we believe that there is a considerable gap in the Neo-Darwinian theory of evolution, and we believe this gap to be of such a nature that it cannot be bridged within the current conception of biology. Scientist Dr. Marcel Schutzenberger, from Algorithms and Neo-Darwinian Theory in Mathematical Challenges to the Neo-Darwinian Interpretation of Evolution. My comment: as we discussed in another video, software development does not support the creation of meaningful functional instructions needed in the DNA for creation of living creatures by random chance with natural selection. Random changes to programs cause them to crash. We have to very intelligently design the programs to quarantine random changes, and we have to implement intelligent design principles to create anything of interest from the programs. Conclusion: math and logic show that naturalistic evolution, Neo-Darwinism, does not work for anything other than microevolution to adapt a species to its environment. In general, Neo-Darwinism is not capable of creating the meaningful functional information needed for biological higher taxa, such as kingdom, phylum, class, order. This core problem with Neo-Darwinism has not been solved by any mechanism in the modern synthesis or the extended synthesis. No form of naturalistic mega-evolution is able to create the meaningful functional information needed to create the biological higher taxa, i.e., kingdom, phylum, class, order. It requires intelligent design to create such meaningful functional information. We will discuss this further in future videos. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.